good evening, and welcome to Tea Time.
Everybody, welcome to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me. That's right, it is Monday, May 16th, and I'm going to talk about my weekend really quick and then get to my guest. I'm so excited. Okay, so what did I do Friday? Friday, I didn't do too much, and I'll tell you why. Because Thursday night, I ended up in the ER. Why? Because I learned you have to hydrate, and dehydration is major, and I ended up being dehydrated. I don't know. I guess I didn't eat enough, drink enough. I ended up in the hospital. My blood pressure was 83/40. It was scary. I scared the crap out of my sister and my family. Anyway, so Friday I just chilled, relaxed. Saturday, what I do? Saturday I went to my sister's house. My parents were there in Dix Hills, helping her unpack, get acclimated to her new house. And then Saturday night went to Coasters. Dennis was there for karaoke, met some friends, sang a few songs, had a blast. And yesterday, Sunday's laundry day. We all need clean underwear. So I want to give a shout out to my girlfriend, Grace Guidotti Matranga from the Boogie Down Bronx. Bobby's going to put up her picture. Her birthday was on Saturday, the 14th. I have known her like friggin' more than 45 years. She's like longer than a marriage, and she's like a sister to me. So happy birthday, Grace. We're going to be going out Saturday night, New Hyde Park. We're going to the Brew House. If you guys are around in New Hyde Park, come to the Brew House. We're going to be singing. And then yesterday was Chaz Palminteri's 70th birthday. So happy birthday, Chaz. Look, he's wearing his Bat Boy hat, and that's a show that I'm in called Bat Boy, A Yankee Miracle, The True Story of Roy Negron. And we're going to start touring hopefully in July. So I'll be posting some dates as to when you could come see me. Happy 70th, Chaz. Let me get to the good-looking guy right next to me. Let me tell you, I'm excited. He's an actor. He's a producer, executive producer. He's an entrepreneur, and he's my friend, Bruce Sosha. How are you?
I'm great, T. Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited you're here.
I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited because Bruce did my show, but he did it virtually with Stu, because we talked about his movie, The Family's Feud, which we're going to get into also. But he said, when I'm in New York, and you know what? He's here in New York, and I want everyone to get to know him. Bruce is on fire. He is in a lot of things right now. It's very exciting. We have a ton of mutual friends together. We've worked together, and I'm blessed God put you in my path.
Oh, thank you. I feel the same way.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So I want some people to get to know you and where you're originally from.
Sure.
And where you grew up, because that's two different places.
That's true. So I was born in San Bernardino, California. My parents were high school sweethearts. Dad was in the Marines, got shipped out to California, wanted me to be born there, so I was born there. So I was a bit of a military brat, if you will.
Yeah.
For a few years, but ultimately was raised in Rhode Island, Providence, Rhode Island, Cranston, Rhode Island, next to Providence. And I'm very proud of where I'm from. Very old school, very cultured neighborhood, a lot of good people.
I actually ran my first half marathon in Providence.
Wow.
I raised money for different charities like you,
No kidding.
cancer. This was for Crohn's and colitis.
Oh, wow.
And it is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Really.
It's a very beautiful place.
It really is.
We're actually known for having the best restaurants, the best Italian restaurants.
Yeah.
And I know my New York friends, they always want to debate.
It's debatable.
But
I know.
I'm very proud, and I say you can't make a decision until you've tried what we have.
Yeah, it's true. No, it's so true. So you grew up there, and I wanted to know, what kind of kid were you? You're a big guy. You're 6'4".
I'm 6
3?
feet. No, I'm only 6 feet.
Are
Everybody
you
thinks
really?
everybody
Why do you
thinks I'm
seem so
7
much-
feet
you
tall. I'm only
you
6.
come across like 6'2", 6'3", but you're
the shoulders, the shoulders.
You're very broad, but you're a big guy. Were you always big, or were you ever scrawny in school?
The funny thing is, I wasn't big at all. I grew up, I was very skinny. I was very lean. I couldn't
Really?
gain a pound.
Really?
I was muscular
Yeah, I
and
look
athletic.
at food and I gain weight. Oh
now,
my
yeah,
God.
forget about it. Now I think about a sandwich and one appears in my stomach. It's crazy. But when I was a kid, I was very, very lean. I was fast. I ran track.
Yeah.
I played a bunch of sports, but I was not a big guy at all. I didn't get big till my late 20s, believe it or not. Yeah.
And then you just what? You became like a gym rat? You hit the gym? And
Between the gym and a lot of good food, and I think in my 20s I had a lot of beer. I think
Okay,
I was on
all
like
right.
the 20s beer diet.
yeah.
Between the good food and the beer, I was married young, so I had a lot of good
Yes.
home cooking, and
Yeah.
I bulked out.
Yeah. Well, you and
now I can't stop.
Yeah. You and I were raised by very old school Italian way.
It's true.
But your mom's Irish, actually.
That's true. Yeah. So I got a
Yeah.
little bit of red skin, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
So do I.
I
You
get
gotta
picked on. I get
Underneath the
picked on.
foundation, I have pretty much the same
I get picked
skin
on
type.
for it because I grew up in a very old school Italian neighborhood. So, I get the mom with the red hair. But the funny thing is, she was making the pasta, the
Oh, I'm
lasagna,
sure. Yeah.
and we grew up with a pound of macaroni and a loaf of Italian bread on the table.
Yeah.
So that's the only culture I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we grew up, you and I, with the same values. Really, very strict. And
Big
we
time.
were taught if you want something, you work hard, you
true.
get it, you appreciate it,
That's
you know. And you started working when you were really like 9
I
or
think
something.
I had a job when I was in the womb, to be honest with you. I had no choice. I had young
Well, a
parents.
lot
I
of
had to
young
get out
kids
there.
start out with paper
Yeah.
routes, you
Oh,
know.
I love being a paper boy. It was a great escape. And riding the BMX bike, throwing the papers, and
Yeah.
collecting the envelopes. It was great. It was a lot of fun. A lot
But
of
we
good
always
memories.
did things back then to hustle. Like I
Yeah.
remember when I was young, raking leaves,
Shoveling
shoveling snow.
Shoveling snow.
Yes,
That was
shoveling snow.
one of the
Me.
best hustles of all time.
I know.
You can't find a kid now. You go outside in the blizzard,
I know,
forget
it's
it. Where's
crazy,
the kids?
right?
They don't want to
But we'd
work.
shovel snow, we'd rake leaves, and I remember even getting friends together going Christmas caroling.
Oh, wow.
And then when I was like 13, my aunt was selling Avon, and she goes, "Do you want to help me sell Avon?" And I'm like, "Okay." So yeah, I always hustled. I always
That's
wanted to
awesome.
have something in my pocket, you
Yeah,
know?
of course.
And I wanted to buy something, and if I wanted it,
You had to go get it.
you had to
It's
go
true.
get it. Really, big time, big time. So I want to talk about what you did after school. And give a shout out to the high school you went to school in Rhode
Cranston
Island.
West High School.
Yeah, give a shout
I
out.
spent a lot of time in the principal's office, so I should say hello to the principal, the vice principal, the guidance counselors. They tried. They tried their best. But look at me now. I'm doing all right. I'm over here in Long Island.
You're doing great. So what did you do after high school? What did you do? What did you want to be when you grew up?
The funny thing is, I had a pretty tough, rigid childhood. I worked a lot. My folks were very strict. I'm the oldest of 5. So I really didn't have a lot of foresight. I wasn't one of those kids that said, I'm going to go to college and I'm going to be this. I had no idea. All I
Right,
knew is
right.
every day was a struggle and every day was a hustle. And I started young. I mean, I had my son when I was 18 years old.
Wow.
And my kid's mom, she was 16. We were kids. We were
Yeah.
the typical after-school special. And we had kids very young, and I had a boy and then a girl back to back. We got
Right.
married in between, shotgun
Yeah,
wedding.
yeah,
Got to
yeah.
keep the families happy.
Right.
And I don't regret it, man. I love my kids beyond measure, and
Yeah.
I do everything for them. My son's 26 now, and big news.
Big
I announced
news.
It, I announced
Big
it this
news.
week.
You put it on Facebook.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it's on Facebook. It's official now. So
Yeah.
my son told me I'm going to be a grandfather. So
can't believe
I'm
it.
46 years old, and I'm going to have my first grandchild by the end of the year. The baby's due in November, and it's a girl. We
Exciting.
already know it's a girl.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, Papa's little girl. I'm
That's
excited.
what you're gonna
I'm
be called,
so
Papa?
excited.
Papa.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like that a lot. 'Cause I didn't have grandfathers. Both of my grandfathers died very young.
yeah.
So I never had that advantage of having a poppy, a papa, no, like I didn't
Yeah,
have it.
yeah, yeah.
I had my friends that had, grandparents,
Right,
and I spent
right.
time with them, and I was always a little envious. And
Sure.
now I feel very fortunate. I get the chance to be the
Oh,
papa.
it's a beautiful thing.
You know?
It's really nice. And give them
Yeah.
back, too.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like,
I don't know. I think I might not give it back. 'Cause I love babies. I love kids.
Yeah.
It's my sweet spot. Yeah.
Sweet.
I love
So
it.
sweet.
I'm excited.
Oh my God, that's great. Okay, so you grew up, and did you say, I want to do this, so I want to do this? So did you
Well-
have any kind of inkling of the direction in which you wanted
Yeah,
to go?
so I got to say I kind of did do what I wanted to do. So at a young age with the family on my back, I I did a lot of construction jobs, and you name it, I tried everything. I started out in the restaurants. Some of my uncles had, Italian restaurants, pizza restaurants, things like that. One of my mentors, Sergio Scarcella from Federal Hill, we had a place called Mama Teresa's.
Oh,
Beautiful.
nice name.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, look at that. And that was a great experience for me. I was a teenager. I had some real good people in my life that took me under their wings. I was getting a little crazy. I was a little wild when I was a teenager.
No.
I wanted to get out there and have some fun, and getting out from under the reins of strict parents, which to this day I thank God that they were as strict and instilled such good morals in me. But like most kids that have that childhood, I was a little wayward. I said it recently with Mike Marino.
Well, you know
I
what
said
it is
wayward.
too. I'm the oldest also,
Yeah. Oh,
and
no
being
kidding.
the oldest of three.
A lot of pressure.
We were the icebreaker,
Oh,
right? And
so much
we did
pressure.
everything first, and we made it much easier for the siblings that followed us.
The little ones, they're skating through life. Me, forget it. Was like, I had to jump through hoops and wooden spoons and everything
I know
else.
they don't get punished
Pots
as
and
much
pans.
as we did, right?
Yeah, it's true.
I
It's
know.
true.
The shoe. We had to dodge the shoe.
Yeah, everything but the kitchen. Sometimes maybe in the kitchen sink.
Oh my
But,
gosh.
it builds character. I mean, I'm thankful that I grew up in a very strict home.
Me too, really.
My late teens, my young 20s, I was tough, man. I was fighting in the streets and trying to survive. I was hustling. I was doing anything I could to work. I always worked, but I always made a quick buck.
Right.
And I took some shortcuts in my life, and I'm not proud of some of the things that I did, but at the same time I embrace it. I'm not afraid of who I am or what I've been through in my life. It makes me who I am today, and I'm proud of who I am.
Yeah.
I help a lot of people, and I try to give back as often as I can, and it feels good.
Yeah, I know, doesn't it?
It does.
I love helping people. I
Me
really
too.
do. I love.
I think that's one of my saving graces and one of the reasons why.
And I love seeing
find
people
success.
succeed.
Yeah.
That's like a friend of mine, Pat Marone. Pat Marone just announced this. He did a Facebook Live. I was on Actors Access, and I saw that they were looking for a chef, and he got it. It's
good.
on the Food
That's
Network.
amazing.
It's on the Food Network, and he's going to be talking. It's going to be aired in July.
awesome.
All right, listen, we're going to take our first quick break, but don't go away. Please stay right where you are. Thank you, everyone, for watching the show. Please like it. Please share it. Tea Time's on every Saturday at 11 a.m. on Channel 20 on Optimum, so tune in every Saturday. In the meantime, we're going to go to my first commercial break, but don't go away, because we're going to be talking about his career, what he's doing now, why he's in New York, movies, TV series, upcoming stuff. There's a ton to talk about. Stay right there. We'll be right back. So where do you want to go tonight?
Why don't we go to Coasters?
Oh, cool. I heard it's a great place. Let's check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Oh my God.
Coasters Tavern is located at 487 New Bridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222.
Well, hi there, Teresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Teresa. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me because my friend is here. That's right, he's here. He's an actor, he's a producer, he's an executive producer, he's an entrepreneur. He is Bruce Busta Sosha. How are you?
I'm very good.
I'm so glad you're here. So
Me too.
Busta, how'd you get this middle name, nickname, Busta?
So it's a neighborhood thing. I think when I was really young, my mom actually, believe it or not, being the oldest of 5 kids. I was always, a little bit on the funny side, I guess, and I like to push buttons and you little ball buster, stuff like that. And it just stuck. And next thing you know, I embraced it. It was Buster this, Buster that. And,
Right.
friends in the neighborhood started calling me. We all had nicknames. If you didn't have a nickname in a neighborhood,
Someone gave you one, right?
that's it. And that was mine, and it's always stuck, and it's fun. It makes it fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
It is fun. I can't tell you mine from high school. I'll tell you after the show. I can't say it on air.
The
but
suspense is killing
yeah,
me.
I know. Okay, so listen. So you're working all these jobs. You're working all these jobs. You're working all these jobs, and then all of a sudden, around 2005, you start owning these really high-end, not your average run-of-the-mill barbershops. Right?
I wouldn't say nowadays high-end means something different.
Well,
like
but you're not walking into
time,
your right.
Yeah,
for the time
for the
back
time
then.
when I created I created a brand, and I wasn't a barber.
And it's
I didn't
called
know what I was doing.
GQ, right? GQ.
It was called Busta's GQ Barber Salon. Gentlemen's Quarters, doing business as Busta's GQ Barber Salons. And what I did was I really went out in the streets and I marketed myself as, this new barbershop brand was going to come into my state, my home state of Rhode Island.
Right.
And I went out and I found some of the best guys I knew in the business, and I recruited them, and most of the guys I went to believed in my dream, and they believed in me, thank God. And it was like an overnight success. I really worked hard, and I had this great place, and it was really fun and contemporary, and I'm a people person, so I didn't know what I was doing, but I wanted to be a barber. It was one of my dreams. So you asked me earlier, and I guess I think underlying, I didn't know when I was young that I could accomplish it.
Right.
But in the back of my mind, I'd go get a haircut, and I always enjoyed the experience. And I always said, man, someday I'd like to have a barbershop. This would be fun. But it was like unrealistic when I was young, because I had to work in these like hard jobs to take care of my family.
Right.
So then when I, ultimately. I got into my later 20s, and I started to, sock away a little money because I was working so much. And I said, you know what, I think it's time. I'm going to pull the trigger. And I did it. And I'm very proud. In January 2005, I opened the first location.
Right.
Spent 4 months marketing it, leading up to it. And the opening day was just gangbusters. The doors, standing room only. I had eight stations, and I had about 5-6 guys in the beginning, and then we filled up all the chairs. And after 3 years, within 3 years.
Within 10 years, you had like a dozen stores.
Well,
a dozen locations. Hello, you were like almost a franchise. Are you kidding me?
It was a little wild because a good friend of mine, Billy Vigent, may God rest his soul, he passed away recently, but he used to say to me, kid, you're an extremist. And he said, and I know that because I am also. He said, when you are passionate about something, you got to be the best. You go to the top. You don't stop until you reach your goal. And I got to say, he kind of put his finger on it. And I did feel like that with that particular business. I felt like not only am I going to make a successful, beautiful place, but I'm going to do it and be bigger and better than everyone else. And for a time, I kind of held that crown. And I feel proud of that. It was a great accomplishment. And, I raised my kids on it. My kids didn't grow up like me. They kind of grew up, I wouldn't say a silver spoon, but, because I definitely gave them some old school family values.
You were able to tell them more yeses than no's.
Yes, and that was important, as
you want to give your kids more than what you had, and,
That's
and that's the goal, I think, for every parent. But you know what's funny? As a kid, I used to love to sit on the toilet, not go to the bathroom, but sit on the seat and watch my father and my grandfather shave.
Yeah.
And I would watch my dad shave, but my grandfather used the brush, and he had the straight edge razor. And I just remember him with the straight edge razor, and I was like, it was like
it's
art.
An art form.
It's art. It's like art
form.
watching them do this.
Sure.
And like comparing how my grandfather would do it with the way my dad would do it. And I would love just watching them shave. Isn't that funny?
And I enjoyed that as well. And I think that, I encompassed that into my business. We did the straight edge razor shaves. We did all that stuff. And we did a lot of modern, contemporary, like the cool hairstyles. And back when Jersey Shore, when the Paulie D, the MTV show, he's actually from our area as well. The kid who made it the biggest on that show. Yeah. And he had the cool, like the big spiky hair. All the kids were running around getting that. And we were the ones giving it to him. And, designs would draw like football numbers on the head or zigzags and just fun stuff. It was a fun industry, and I did that from my mid to late 20s all the way up until a couple of years ago, and I finally, turned the page. And
A few years ago,
Yeah,
yes, in
got into
2018, you got into acting. And what's wild about Bruce is that he likes a beard. He prefers a beard, and he's clean shaven because, and again, he lives in Florida now, but he's in New York because he's filming Gravesend.
That's
and
right.
Gravesend, a lot of our friends are in Gravesend, between Peter Gaudio, Joe D'Onofrio,
many,
Louis
oh my God.
Venaria. I mean, a lot of guys I've had on the
Armando Sante.
show. Armando Sante, Chaz Palminteri, my friend
Benny
Johnny
Pastor.
just got booked as Chaz's son. I am so thrilled for him.
Yeah.
But in 2018, you did this pivot, and not by your doing, actually, by a couple of people who were close to you,
Yes.
who really were pushing you to go to an audition or something?
It's true. So I had nothing to do with theater, no acting background, no school,
Right.
no ambitions of acting at all. And it's funny that I've kind of hit the ground running and really, taken this industry so passionately. But once I opened the door and realized this is what I've meant to do.
Right.
But leading up to it, I hadn't, I didn't even think about it. I had no idea how to even break into that industry, or did I even care to?
Right.
Like I said, I had all these businesses. I was an entrepreneur. I was successful. I had things going for myself. But maybe we'll call it a midlife crisis. I don't know. I'm 46. When I started to turn 40, I started to feel like I was losing passion for what I was doing.
Really?
And it started to feel like more of a job than fun. And I said,
Okay.
man, I got to try something else, but I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Right.
So along the way, I was like running nightclubs and promoting charity events and like putting events together, and I was trying to like bridge all these gaps. I was dealing with celebrities and entertainers already
Right.
from that world, and then there was an open casting call in Boston. So I'm from Providence, Rhode Island, which is kind of in between Boston and New York, just to clarify.
Right.
So the closer market to me is the Boston film market.
Okay.
And people kept tagging me on this Facebook thing. Hey, Mark Wahlberg's doing an open casting call. And the list of criteria was beards, tattoos, muscles, tough guys, blah, 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 blah. And everybody kept tagging me. I said, get out of here. I don't know nothing about it. What is this? Is it acting, a background? Like, I don't know.
Right.
I don't even know the lingo. I didn't know anything about it at all. When I say at all, I mean at all.
Right. It wasn't on your radar. It wasn't on your radar.
Never even thought about it.
Which
Like
is
watching movies at the
crazy.
time, but
Yeah.
and my girl and one of my closest friends at the time, another one that has passed since, Leo Tillett, may God rest his soul.
Yeah.
He's another one that he was a famous photographer where I'm from. So, and he more specialized in filming pretty girls in this how do you say that, boudoir?
Boudoir. Yeah,
It's a
boudoir.
fancy word.
Boudoir pics.
So he would
Yeah.
take like pictures of girls in
Lingerie.
lingerie and bathtubs and all these cool
Yeah,
things, and I
yeah.
thought it was great.
Yeah.
And he said, between the two of them, they said, why are you pushing this away? You're a movie star. You should go. We already like joke around. They would say, oh, you should be in Hollywood and this and that. Like a lot of us have heard that in our lives, but funny thing is now I'm in Hollywood.
Yeah, it's crazy,
So
right?
I went and I got picked, and
Yeah.
I did that project, and next thing you know, it kind of segued into more opportunities, and I
Right.
very soon learned that I didn't know anything about this business, and I knew right away that I had to get acting classes and lessons and a coach and audition classes and all these things, and it really is, and you can speak to this as well.
Mm-hmm.
When you get in that business, you have a choice to make. You can either go all in
Yep.
and invest in yourself
Yes.
and market and branding and classes and coaches and really networking, or you can kind of throw on a sport coat and say, I'm a gangster, I'm an actor, and you could do a couple background roles and tell everybody you're an actor. So I knew right away, I'm not going to hang with the pigeons, I'm going to go to the top.
Right.
And no disrespect to
Right.
anybody that makes a different choice, but for me,
Right.
I knew, just like when I started playing golf, I didn't play till I was 30 years old, and when I
Mm-hmm.
started to play, I got the bug. And I said, oh, this is fun. I'm going to go get the best clubs, the best coaches, the best trainers, and I'm going to, so that I can hang with the guys who are good
My
at playing.
brother-in-law has his PGA card.
Wow. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, I didn't grow up at all playing golf. I
Right,
didn't have time for
right,
that. I was
right,
working
right.
16 jobs.
Yeah, but like you
when
said,
I
you're
got to
all
play,
in. What you
gotta
whatever
go all
you
in.
do, you're all in. And you know what? That's the way to do
In
it.
or out?
That's the way to do
Well,
it.
that's the way I do it.
Because if you don't do it that way, you're not giving 100% of
And you'll
yourself.
never get
and-
100%.
Correct. You'll never get it back. Totally.
And that's how I live my life. So
So in 2018, you did a short. That was like your first gig. Was a
one of
short,
the first
a
things
short
I
that
did
you
was, it was actually like a silent film. And it was really.
Was it? It was called Love Easy?
Yeah, it was actually very beautifully done.
Yes.
And I was very proud, and it was literally, again, at that point, I still had no acting classes. I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
And a gentleman that was, he works to this day. He's a friend of mine on production side of things, and he was in film school.
Right.
Learning how to produce films. And he said, hey, he asked me, come up to this speakeasy. It's like an underground, like an Al Capone type vibe. Wear a suit, and I love that. I love wearing suits and all that.
Yeah.
So I came and I had my hair all slicked, and I had the suit, and they had this woman, and she had it was like I want to say like a prohibition vibe.
Okay.
So
yeah.
it's like
I
the
love
20s,
period
the 40s.
pieces.
I
yeah.
love period pieces.
Pieces.
I can't get away with them as often because I am covered in tattoos.
Yes, you are.
So there's not too many period pieces where the white guy's covered in tattoos.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he had me come out, and it was like, he basically, this young kid,
Yeah.
he kind of tutored me on the set, and he was like, I want you to tell the story with your eyes, and I want you to tell the story, and he told me like the
Nice.
backdrop of the story, and I mean, if the thing's 6 minutes long, it might not even be that long,
Yeah.
but it was such a, for me, it was a very heartfelt, and when he told me the story of like what should be in my head to tell this.
Right,
I felt like
right.
I executed it, and he was amazed and happy with what I did, and
Yeah.
it just really dragged me in further, deeper, and I said, I need to know more, I need to learn
Right,
more, and I
right.
went in head first. Rachel Baylett, an amazing acting coach that I studied with for a few years in the beginning, she's from the Lee Strasberg Film Institute out of LA, out of Hollywood, and she used to fly to the East Coast, to Boston, pre-pandemic,
Right.
and I would drive an hour up, an hour back,
Right.
3-hour classes, and sometimes I'd stay for 4
And
hours
you didn't
because I
tell
wanted
anyone
more.
you were doing this.
I kept it to myself because...
And you did it for like 2 years, and you never said anything to anyone.
No, my immediate family knew, and that's about it, if that, and I became so enthralled with what I was doing, the passion that I didn't know was inside of me from all my life experiences,
Yes.
from the world that all the adventures and the worldly things that I've been through.
Yeah.
It just all kind of, I found myself, and I said, man, I wish I found this journey earlier in life, but you know what? I'm going to make the best of it now, and here I am.
It's true. They say life's all about timing.
Yeah.
And now's your time.
It's true. It's true, and
That's
and
what
it is. It's
you
happening.
they say God laughs when you make plans, and I know I make a lot
true.
of them, and he laughs and goes,
That's true.
not right now, Teresa, maybe another time.
Very true.
But and then the same year in 2018, you did Clean with Adrian Brody.
Yeah, that
so
was
tell
a
me
big
about that.
one.
That's actually on demand. You can go on demand
That's
and
true.
find it and watch it.
It's funny because
So-
I got to see myself for the first time in theaters.
Yes.
On the big screen. I was in Delray Beach, Florida, and I knew the movie was coming out on a Friday night. And
Yeah.
me and my girl, Leslie, we went down, we bought tickets, just acted like patrons, didn't tell anybody anything, and
Right.
got some popcorn and got in the cool recliner chairs at the iPic studio, and we watched the movie. And when I got to my part, man, I was. I remember executing, but I never got to see it. And
Yeah,
it was a nice
yeah.
cameo appearance with
Nice.
Adrian Brody, an award-winning actor that a lot of us look up to, people
Oh,
like that.
absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
it was the on-set experience of it going back to 2018 when we filmed it in Utica, New York. It was one of those things. I replied to an audition on
Wow.
backstage.
Yeah.
And it just happened to be that they were looking for a tough guy, tough kid that I had the hoodie on and the bubble coat, and I'm in the city, and the walls are all graffiti, and we're beating the crap out of some guy, and Adrian Brody comes and he's like, just curious, like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And he sees it, and then I had my exchange with him. I guess I could talk about it now because the movie's out.
Yeah, of course you can.
I said, what the F are you looking at? And then I said, you got a mother eye problem? But I said it, pretty intense.
He
was cool.
definitely you definited nail it. You know what I'm
I
saying?
appreciate that, and the coolest part in that particular experience was the director who had picked me for my audition. He said to Adrian Brody on the set, when they said cut, he jumped off the director chair, came
Yeah,
out, hugged
yeah.
me the first take, and he said to Adrian Brody, he said, I found this kid. I found him 1,600 submissions for that role.
Wow.
I picked him. Look, and he was so proud
Wow.
to wear a badge of honor that
That's
he
nice.
found me. And I'm proud too. I mean, that was a great experience for me early on too. And
Yeah,
I
I
was
mean-
just being myself, to be honest. There was no acting involved.
It's funny because a lot of people don't like to watch themselves on the
I love
screen. I love it too.
I
love it too.
I have actor
when you
friends
say
that
you
say
love
that.
it, when you say you love it, I love it too because
get a
it
kick out
shows
of
you
it.
what you did, what you can do.
And nobody's a harsher critic
than
than
yourself.
It's
I know.
true.
And the first time I saw myself on screen, it was a movie called Confessions of a Hitman, and I played a prostitute.
Oh, jeez.
And I have lines, and I'm waiting, and there you are, and it's like it's wild.
It's surreal.
The first time you see yourself
surreal.
on screen,
It is.
you know, it's really it's wild. And you know what's wild? I gotta take my second break, but stay right there because when we come back, we're gonna be talking about him filming while he's in New York, Gravesend. We're gonna be talking about Mob King down in Florida. We have so much to talk about. So stay right there. Stay right there. Don't go away. We'll be right back. So where do you want to go tonight?
Why don't we go to Coasters?
Oh, cool. I heard it's a great place. Let's check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Oh my God.
Coasters Tavern is located at 487 New Bridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222.
Welcome to Sunday Dinner with Chef Clemente. This is an all-new show about family cooking, Sunday dinner, things we did as a child, bringing back some memories and some traditions. This is how this dish was born. I'm going to show you that in just a couple of minutes. So, the trick with the meatballs, too, when you fry them, you don't want to overcrowd the pan too much. To drizzle, not too much of olive oil, right on top of that fish. So, a little flour. A little egg, cella luna, met somebody, everybody drink some wine. Prosciutto going. Pass them around, everybody eat a little bit. Come on, you gotta dance. Oh my God! Get together, go visit your mother, your sister, your cousin. Bring some pastry, some food, get together, eat, drink, be happy. Who wants some linguine, clams, and pastry?
How you doing? It's Sal the Voice Valentinetti. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Teresa Canastraci Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. And make sure you follow Teresa on Facebook, Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. I love. Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm with my friend Bruce Busta Sosa right here, right now, and he today filmed at an undisclosed location on Long Island for Gravesend, which is with Willie DeMeo. I know everybody working on Gravesend with Willie, but I don't know Willie personally, but if Bobby wants to throw up that pic with Bruce and Willie, that would be lovely. There you are.
Nice.
And you normally have a beard, and he said to you, listen, you need to shave it off, right?
For this particular project, it is a period piece.
It is. It's in the 80s.
So it's in the 80s, and playing a wise guy in the 80s, a mob enforcer. It wasn't too many beards going around in the 80s. It was more of a clean-shaven time. And, it's okay.
What's the next one you got, Bobby? We'll just keep throwing them up right now. There you are with Armand.
Armand Asante is my film
Love
mentor.
Him. I met him. I met him July at MobCon, Soprano Con.
Yeah,
what a sweetheart.
He's one of the most polished professional men that I've ever met in my life.
You look so serious, Bruce.
Yeah,
look how serious
that was
you
actually in Delray Beach. That particular shot.
Was it?
We were having dinner at Salt, a nice restaurant in Atlantic Ave. And
then
he's such a good guy, and he's one of the most talented actors I've ever worked with.
He's a sweetheart. I loved him since Mambo Kings, baby.
Yeah, he's a beast.
And then you got another one you had with a caddy, right?
So this was recently. This was actually last week. I was up here in Long Island filming, and you'll see in this particular episode once it airs that cool shirt that I got. So I pride myself on picking a lot of my own wardrobe on a lot of those movies and shows that I'm in. It's more fun for me, and I try to make the job easier for the wardrobe department, but. it depends on what project you're on. Sometimes you go on a big studio project and they don't want to hear it. They go, no, yeah, that's great, but no. Because you're basically taking their job and belittling it. Like if I could show up picture perfect, period piece, whatever
but
it is.
they didn't put it together.
No, because they got to justify it, and I respect that. So when I can get away with it, I dress myself.
Okay, that's good to know. So, you flew in last week, you filmed, flew in, filmed today.
I got to say,
went great.
Gravesend series has been one of the biggest blessings in my acting career so far.
Yeah.
I started filming over a year ago. We've been at it since March of 2021. And,
Well, this is right now you're filming season 2. Season 1 actually could be seen right now on, I think it's on Amazon Prime. So if you go to Amazon Prime, just click in Gravesend, and it's season 1. Watch it. It's great. I loved it.
There's
I'm
4
excited.
episodes on there. It's just enough to wet your beak.
Just enough to keep you interested for season 2.
Yeah, and really, in essence, this season we're filming is season 1. So the 4 episodes that were out was a smaller budget, smaller project.
It's just growing.
And,
it's just growing.
Yeah,
it's
instead
just
of changing the name and all that, it's kind of segued into. But this particular season is huge. When I say there's so many iconic
Who do we
figures.
have coming on?
Fran Drescher, the SAG-AFTRA president, the nanny.
Yes.
William Forsythe is another big name, a legend in the game.
Yes.
Armand Asante, like we just mentioned.
Chaz Palminteri.
Vinny Pastore, Big Pussy from The Sopranos.
Yep.
Tony Darrow. I love the guy to death. He's the best.
Paul Borghese.
Paul Borghese has always been a part of the show, and he's a great friend of mine. We talk every day. Willie DeMeo, Joe D'Onofrio, Peter Gordio. I mean, Paulie Malignaggi, the boxer, Bo Dietl. His wife Margot from the CoverGirls. She's in the show. I don't know if you know that. Yeah, Steve Materano, Cafe Materano is one of the best restaurants in Fort Lauderdale, and the best restaurants in South Florida. Really, he's a great guy from Philly, and I've become very good friends with him.
It's the cast is growing.
Chris Momando, another great guy. I don't know if you know Chris. Chris is a great kid. He's from New York. Really, very similar story. Tough kid, street kid. Did some time, embraces it, and became an actor. And he's doing really well. He's a stunt guy, just like me. We do our own stunts. And he's on a few shows.
You get stunt cred.
Yeah, I got street cred, stunt cred, whatever
street
you want to
cred,
do.
they bump you up. That's good stuff.
Yeah, it's fun. I can't imagine someone doing stunts for me because I'm a physical guy. I've always been an athlete.
If you're able to do it,
especially fights and shootouts and all that. I love that stuff. I feel like I'm a big kid playing with guns, and it's like wrestling in the backyard when you're a teenager. I might be getting a little older, but I still got it.
I know. And then that takes us back down to Florida because Mob King.
Yeah, so
Mob King is Ciro DiPaggio's baby. There's the poster. There you are. You're right there.
Look at my big head.
I know. I see
and
you. You're tilting. You got the head tilt going on, and there you are on the beard. Right next to Robert Lozardo. There's James Russo, and Ciro's great. I actually interviewed Ciro. Oh God, almost 2 years ago, the very, very beginning of this. And I'm happy to see all my friends in that as
He's
well.
living his dream, man. Here's another guy, street guy that I didn't know him at all, and we just kind of met along the way a little over a year ago, and he was casting for his movie that I just did, The Mob King.
Right.
And I got to play his arch nemesis, like another villain role.
Yeah, I think we got another pick, right, Bobby? Is that you? Is that from Mob King?
Yeah, that's actually...
look at you. Ooh, you're scary.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't want to be looking down at that barrel.
Everybody says that. I don't know why. I'm just a little pumpkin.
Ooh, yeah, okay. Okay.
But I had a lot of fun. So that particular movie...
Yeah. And then we have one more with the...
I enjoyed it.
We have one more, I think, after that with the...
No, not that one. That's all right. We could talk about that while it's up.
While that's up, we'll talk about that. That was a movie with Rob Lowe.
Yes. So that's coming out this year. I'm still waiting for a release date.
And that's called Dog Gone.
On Netflix.
On Netflix.
Yeah.
So we'll be looking
I played
out for
a biker president, and I had a really, really cool exchange with Rob Lowe, another big iconic.
You're perfect.
Guy
Look
from
at that.
the 80s.
Perfect. And you got to ride a motorcycle, which you didn't know how to ride.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story.
And you got the one with I thought I sent you one with James Russo, if I'm not mistaken, Bobby.
James Russo was really fun to work with.
It's the one with
He's
him.
very intense.
You don't see it? I don't know. If you see it, throw it up. I don't know. We'll see it.
That's
but it was three of them. I don't know. Anyway, don't worry about it.
So that on Mob King, I get to play James Russo's son. So he plays like the mob boss in Florida, and I'm his son. That is kind of like a wily guy. Like I do what I want. I get to add layers to my character, which I love as an actor. We just did some added scenes that really gave me a chance to go in deep.
Yeah.
and show some chemistry between me and James Russo, who's playing my dad. So he basically is, a typical mob guy, mob boss. He's running a family. He's got all his responsibility on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And here I am, the son, who's kind of entitled, and I'm a badass. I'm a street guy. I've gone out and made my bones, so to speak.
Right.
But there's this guy, Mike White, who's been
Right.
locked up.
Who's the Ciro's character? Yeah.
Yeah, so he's the main guy. So when he's coming out of jail, and that they're starting. My father's starting to tell me when he comes out of jail, we got to give him back what was his, which essentially is mine. So I'm like, are you kidding me?
Right, I got to take back what was mine.
So it's a little power struggle, and it really heats up.
It's really good.
You get to see a lot of me in that one.
I've seen a few trailers and a few snippets here, and I love it. It's great.
He does a great job of promoting that project.
Yeah,
and
he does.
Some people might say, like, you shouldn't show too much, but I don't think it's going to stop anybody from tuning in when it comes out. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of power players in there. Robert Losato's in that one as well.
Yeah.
And
Robert's
James
great.
Russo is some really notables. Paul Borghese's in that one too.
Yes.
Artie Pasquale from The Sopranos. He's like a big brother to me. I'm very fortunate.
These are guys also that were in The Family's Feud. The Family's Feud, just to jump for a minute, The Family's Feud, actually Bruce was on my show with Stu. They were both executive producers, and Stu wrote it. And
He's a great guy.
you filmed in
Rhode Island, my home state.
In Rhode Island, and it was basically
Wise guys meet
hillbillies, and it's funny, and I loved it. And you have John Fiore, and you have Paul Borghese, and Artie, and you have Joe, and
John Fiore is one of the best actors I know.
John's great. John's going to be coming on. I got to get a date from him, but it was so nice. You reached out to people because you also executive produced it, and I know you reached out to friends, and it's nice when friends are there for you, and you're like, hey, you're in it, I'm there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's a beautiful thing, and I've been very blessed that coming from New England and living in Rhode Island, which is in between, again, Boston and New York, I've always had friends on both sides, New Jersey, New York, Boston, Providence, so I've carried the torch in some ways. I help a lot of casting. If I'm attached to a project and I know somebody's capable and they have a name and they're willing to, work with certain budgets, stuff like that, like there's no bones about it. Like if I can help you, I will. And
it's nice to have Bruce in your corner.
It's true.
You are.
I take pride in that.
You're genuine, and that's what I love about you. I think that's why we hit it off.
I'm also a straight shooter, though, because there's some people that don't deserve that.
But that's me too. I don't like to blow smoke up, someone's behind.
I'm very direct.
Me too. I will tell you. You want an answer? I'm going to give you one, but be prepared for it. You know what I'm saying?
If you're not a working, training, studying actor, performer, don't ask me, hey, can you get me lines in this show or this movie? Because I'm going to say, why? Why? I don't understand. Like, what did you do so special to deserve to get to bump to the head of the line?
Right.
And I'm not a mean-spirited person at all, but I'm very direct. I worked very hard, and a lot of my
because a lot of people pay their dues.
Yes, paying your dues
and they
is
still
important.
don't get that break.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's true, and that's why the reality of it is you either are made for it or you're not. And a lot of people won't face that reality. There's a lot of people that maybe they just truly don't have it, but they're not willing to face that. And at the same time, it's here and there. Some people can, climb the mountain and crash fast, and you never hear of them again. So for me, I take every day as a bonus, as a blessing. I got a good friend of mine back in Federal Hill, Providence, Rhode Island, Vinny LaSorsa, Uncle Vin. And he told me a few years ago, he said, kid, every day above ground is a bonus.
Oh,
it's a bonus pinball. When you play pinball in the 80s and you pull the ball back, he says the bonus round. You're in the bonus round. Everything you get now is a bonus. And he lives like that, and he taught me to live like that.
That's my dad. My dad said, I wake up every morning, I shake my body. If nothing falls off, it's a good day.
I love that. The old school, baby.
We're going to talk about Recipes for Love. That's where Bruce and I actually met on set. We filmed a TV series.
A mini-series.
A mini-series. It's a mini-series. There we are. There's some of the cast.
There's my big head in the middle.
Got Diana Carter there. You got
Diana Carter's the best.
Diana Carter, I love you. We love you.
She's my manager in Hollywood. She's my publicist.
She is amazing.
She wears 47 hats. I don't know how she does that.
Superwoman. And there's
Nick Turturro's in there.
Turturro is behind me. And we filmed that in Philly. It's going to be a series. It's
a lot of great people in Philly.
It's very funny. We had a blast. You and I didn't have a scene together
but
yet.
That's all right. Yeah.
But hopefully we will in the future. There we are. Look, we're smiling.
Yeah. I look like I just woke up.
It's your 5 o'clock shadow. But it was a great set, a great cast. Everyone was so friendly, so welcoming.
I love
We had a
Philly.
great time.
There are so many. I just was in Philly again last week.
Yeah, I know you are.
I'll tell you, man, I
Last
can't
Tuesday.
get away. I can't stay out of there. Every time there's an event or something going on, I get invited, and they treat me like I'm home.
Well, we're having
it's
3
sweet.
premieres. We're having one in LA, we're having one in Philly, and one in New York.
For recipes, yeah.
For recipes.
Such sweet people, man. There's a lot of good people involved in that project. Daniel Baldwin, Nick
Daniel
Turturro,
Baldwin, yep.
You know, we have quite a few.
Yeah.
And there was some local talent in that miniseries that I fell in love with. I couldn't believe the amount of talent from the people that just came on board as local hires. And I was like, wow, there's so many, untouched hidden gems here.
It's true.
And I like to promote people, like, where credit's due,
Yeah, I know.
It's
I know.
fun, and
It
I
is
think it's
fun.
good karma. You know
It
what I mean?
is. I know. It comes back to you. Know what comes back? My last commercial break. That's what's coming up. So don't go away, because we're going to be talking about PTSD and Deuce, and we're going to be talking about so many other things that you've done, and an upcoming movie that you and I are going to be doing together overseas.
That's right.
Ooh. We'll be right back. So where do you want to go tonight?
Why don't we go to Coasters?
Oh, cool. I heard it's a great place. Let's check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Oh my God.
Coasters Tavern is located at 487 New Bridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222.
The Suki and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical.
This is a sexy show. Someone's getting some action.
Now, these larger-than-life personalities are on an exciting new journey. The Suki and Scott Show is your one-stop destination for humor,
You like De Niro and Kate Pierce. Counselor!
entertainment,
Jesse's girl.
Wonderful.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
and optimism.
You guys have such amazing energy.
Let's laugh together.
I love him.
The Suki and Scott Show.
Doc, who's the best comedian you know?
Teresa Farrell.
And who's the best actress you know?
Teresa Farrell.
And who's the best cast member in Bad Boys?
Teresa Farrell.
Who's got the best radio?
Teresa Farrell.
Doc, who's your favorite Jimmy?
Teresa Farrell.
Who are you loving right now?
Teresa Farrell.
All right, Doc, I love you too, baby.
Love you as always.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tea Time. Can you tell I'm excited? I'm excited. I'm always excited, but I'm excited because my friend's here from Florida and he's filming here in New York. And I want to thank everyone for watching. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please like the show. Please share it. I'm so excited to be here with Bruce Socha, Busta Socha. And we're going to go through some things that he's doing right now, and then we're going to talk about how you could follow him, watch what he's doing. So let's talk about PTSD. PTSD you did with Robert Lozardo, who I've had on my show. Tom Sizemore.
So PTSD, we're actually still in the middle of filming. It got
okay.
tabled for a little while.
Okay.
So we shot some scenes out in the desert in Palm Springs, California.
Nice.
We have more scenes upcoming. It's actually, it's very near and dear. It's a project that is about PTSD.
Yeah.
Soldiers that
Yeah.
have gone out and served our
Affects
country.
so many people.
And then
really.
come home. And it kind of gives like a synopsis for, the family life, not just what happens out on the battlefield, but the troubles that can happen at home. And it's very sad. My kid brother's a 20-year Marine, and hats off to him.
Yeah.
My son is an Army veteran. He did Iraq. My brother's been all over Afghanistan, Iraq a million times, been all over the world. And I got a lot of family and friends that are, veterans and military. And I was one of the only cast members in PTSD that's not officially a veteran.
Right.
So it's a very heavily veteran cast film.
Yes, it is.
And it's
yeah.
and there's a lot of big support.
You have
there.
Oksana Lada's in that too.
Yeah,
she's from The Sopranos.
Yes,
yeah,
Tony Soprano's Gumara.
Yeah, his Gumara. And then what about Deus?
So Deus is a film that we haven't filmed yet. We're about to hit that, I believe, in mid-July in California, in Hollywood.
Okay.
That one is, I can't say too much because it's preliminary stages, but it's basically in that film, I will be kind of like, I like to say like Twilight-ish, where I'm going to morph into a wolf. So I'm not just a tough guy, street guy, mob guy. I can play it all.
You're going to be an animal.
Yeah, PTSD, I'm firing machine guns and I'm in the military, which that's fun for me. Again, I love playing with guns. It's like I'm like a big kid. And then Deus, I'm morphing into a wolf, a werewolf.
Yeah.
Not a werewolf, but like a wolf.
Right.
A pretty wolf.
A good-looking wolf.
I gotta add that in there. But
what? Tell me about
tell
me about Half-Breed. That's going to be in LA, right?
So that's another one that is super confidential still, but I can say that I'm attached to that project, and I am again going to show some range in this particular piece. I am half angel.
Oh.
So I am leading the powers of good.
I like that.
I love it. So the fun thing is, Diana Carter, once again, she does a great job of casting. She's got a great list, a roster of talent, on all different levels and demographics. So in some of these films, I'm going to get to really showcase my skills, not just pound on people and show
really
guns, but I get to
and do
show what I can do, the
Absolutely.
range that Rachel prepared me for.
Yeah, I love that. Tell me about, I know you can't tell me too much because hush hush, but he's going to be doing a major movie in LA called 5-Man Squad.
Yeah, that's another one I can't say too much, but I'm just going to
such
say
a
that
tease.
I'm going to be
He
a
only gives me
biker.
little snippets.
I'm going to be a biker.
You're going to be a biker.
Again.
Okay, well, you have
And
experience this time
I
riding a
do.
motorcycle.
I have a motorcycle endorsement now. Last time I didn't know what I was doing. And I had the big chopper with the handlebars. And,
oh my God,
but
that's
this
so
time
funny.
around, it's going to be a more intimate experience, which this kind of circles back to, it's another military premise.
Right.
And it's, a band of brothers that are gentlemen who were all veterans in the war, and they came back and they're dealing with their PTSD in different ways, and they form a motorcycle club, so to speak.
Awesome.
And that's all I'm going to say about
That's
that.
it. We're going to go to The Lost Ship. The Lost Ship, Bobby's going to put up a flyer for this now. This is a very exciting film that we are going to be doing.
That's right.
There's your
November,
name. We're supposed to be filming November, December.
In India.
Yeah, we're supposed to be filming November, December, January, February in Germany and India.
Yeah.
And it's a 4-month shoot. And I'm supposed to be playing Natasha, who is a crew member. Yes. And you're supposed to be playing
The Butcher.
The Butcher, which, you could all use your imagination when that's going to be about. But we're very, very excited about this. We have Paul Borghese and John Fiore and
some of the usual suspects.
Tony Farrow, and this is really exciting.
It is exciting. It's an international piece. It's a period piece. It's supposed to be somewhat about the Hitler days, and there's a lost ship involved, and there's some mystery. It's a thriller. There's suspense. There's some, passion, crime, drama.
It's got like a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything, and the beauty of it is we're marrying two worlds. So there's a lot of American actors, and there's a lot of Indian actors, because it's, written and directed by some very talented Indian gentlemen.
Yes.
And I'm very proud to be a part of that. And I actually have a couple other international films that I can't say a word about yet, but
there he goes.
I said at the beginning of 2022. But beginning of 2021, I said my goal is to be on a reoccurring character on a TV series.
And here
I got Gravesend and Recipe for Love. I'm a reoccurring character.
Yeah.
So now,
me too.
2022.
I'm excited. They're going to bring Rhonda back.
Yeah, and they should, because they did a great job.
Thank you.
And
She's
then
fun.
2022, my
She's
goal was to obviously stay busy and do projects that I'm passionate about, but also international.
Talk about passionate, because God, we only have 2 minutes left. This goes so fast. You're also a man who loves to give back, and I know that you enjoy doing charity work like I do. I do a lot of charity, a lot of fundraisers for different ALS, cancer, Crohn's and colitis, and I know you did something with Stand Up to Cancer.
Yeah, so I try to help everybody I can, but especially it's a hot button for me, and I'm sure you and others
Yes,
that we
because
know
we're
the
all
cancer.
affected. We're all affected by cancer, all of us.
Back in Rhode Island, where I'm from, I was, pretty heavily involved with the American Cancer Society, and I've done some, like you said, some variety shows, stand-up comedy shows, dinner shows, things that people would attract to and enjoy, and get to meet and greet different celebrities, but also give back to the American Cancer Society to help with the research and awareness and funding, and and I challenge my fellow actor friends and business friends, if you have it to give it. If you have the time, help, get involved, because we're on this earth very short.
Amen.
And stuff like cancer can strike anybody at any time.
Amen.
So why not help out? Why not give back?
Well, I want to help you out by telling people how to follow you and watch you. It's Bruce Sosa, and it's SOSCIA. And oh, baby, I put that up for the girls.
Look at that sexy picture.
Say thank you, ladies. Say thank you. Thank you, Bobby. And he's that's on Facebook, and it's actor Bruce Sosa, and it's SOSCIA on Insta. So you can follow him, watch him. I'm going to be posting things for Bruce as well. That way people will know what he's doing, where he's going to be.
It's a fun ride. It's a fun journey.
It is a fun journey, isn't it? Well, listen, I want to thank you everyone for watching. This went faster than usual. I just want to thank everyone for watching, loving on me, Tea Time. I want to thank you again for coming.
Thank you for having
to
me.
the studio while you're here in New York, and safe travels back to Florida.
Thank you.
And thank you, everyone. Tell everyone you love them. Stay safe. All right, see you next week, everyone. Ciao.
Tea time, baby.